Have you ever had that eerie moment when it feels like something you're seeing or experiencing right now has happened to you before, even though you know for a fact it hasn't? Pretty much everyone has felt this at least once. Stick with me until the end of this video, because we're going to uncover the real reasons behind this strange, phantom memory. You'll see why it's something you should pay very close attention to and never brush off. Plus, you'll find out why more and more scientists and psychologists today are admitting that déjà vu has a deeply mystical side, one that might hold the answers to secrets not just about who we are, but about the very nature of existence itself. The most typical version of déjà vu happens when you walk into a place you've never been before and suddenly get this powerful feeling that you already know it. There's zero logical reason for it, yet it's often far more than just a vague hunch. People can describe exact details with total confidence: what color the house around the corner is, what buildings used to stand there years ago. And when you check, it turns out to be completely accurate. That alone is enough to make anyone stop and think, what on earth is really going on with déjà vu? Because it's clearly not as simple as we once believed. The phenomenon isn't limited to visual flashes of memory. It also includes sudden sounds, smells, or feelings that replay as if you've lived through them already. Experts who research this even connect it to certain rational fears, the kind that can't be traced back to anything that happened in your current lifetime. We're not talking about normal fears like being scared of the dark or heights, or common phobias like spiders and snakes. We're talking about totally unexplained panic over everyday things, for instance, an intense terror of red-haired people or the sight of boiling water. And perhaps the strongest form of all is when you meet someone you've never seen before and instantly feel like you've known them for 1,000 years. That soulmate connection hits differently, so how do we make sense of any of this? The word déjà vu itself comes from French and literally means already seen. For a long time, 19th century psychologists tried to explain it away as nothing more than a forgotten dream that bubbles up from the subconscious now and then. But that theory falls apart the moment you look closer. It can't explain how someone suddenly knows precise details about a location they've never visited or events that are happening for the very first time. You can't dream something in advance with that level of accuracy if it hasn't occurred yet. Prophetic dreams are one thing. They predict the future. Déjà vu feels like the past repeating. They're simply not the same. The explanation that actually covers everything is the idea that déjà vu is a direct echo of memories from our past lives. Most of the time, these memories stay hidden, but every now and then they break through the barrier of our conscious mind. One of the leading experts who spent years investigating this was the famous physician and hypnologist Richard Webster. He helped countless people recover memories of previous incarnations and came to a powerful conclusion. Many of the unexplained fears and strange attractions we carry to certain places, eras, or people are almost certainly linked to events from our earlier existences. He even wrote that these past life memories can be the key to freeing ourselves from hidden blocks that are holding us back in our present life. In one of his books, he shared a striking real-life example. A woman he knew was in her kitchen one evening, slicing a lemon for drinks she'd made for herself and her husband. She stepped out onto the veranda to watch the sunset. The second she lifted the glass to her lips, she was hit by an overwhelming sensation. She felt like she'd slipped through time and suddenly found herself in Renaissance Italy. She saw herself standing in a huge lemon grove, posing for a painter she was secretly in love with. The intense feeling of that love, blended with the powerful scent of lemons, had somehow followed her across lifetimes. Later, it was confirmed that in that exact period, there really was an obscure artist who painted an inspired dance scene. At the very moment he was working on it, he too was struck by a sudden flash. He felt he had seen this exact scene before. For a split second, he was back in another life, sitting by a campfire while women in flowing bright dresses danced around the flames. That single case was what sparked Richard Webster's lifelong fascination with past lives and déjà vu. He called it a secret door hiding a true miracle. All you need is the courage and the knowledge to step through and discover the astonishing world on the other side. These days, Psychologists and doctors who can't find ordinary explanations are increasingly turning to the place where science meets the mystical. The ancient Greeks already understood this. They believed the gods deliberately washed away memories of previous lives, so each new incarnation could start fresh. But not every memory was erased by the river of forgetfulness. Sometimes fragments return, and that creates the déjà vu effect. It's genuine memory, just not from this lifetime. It's transcendent memory that reaches far beyond normal awareness. These flashes are especially strong when they're connected to deeply painful experiences from before. If someone has an irrational terror of red-haired people, for example, it could stem from being killed by someone with similar hair in a previous life. Many respected figures have openly spoken about this. Carl Gustav Jung described his own déjà vu at age 12. He saw a painting from the 19th century showing boots with buckles and instantly remembered wearing those exact same boots. He even physically felt them on his feet. The experience was so vivid that he remained convinced for the rest of his life that he was living two parallel existences at once. Leo Tolstoy had a similar moment while hunting. He fell from his horse in a clumsy accident, and in that instant, he clearly remembered falling from a horse exactly the same way 200 years earlier. The image was so sharp and detailed that he thought about it for years, and eventually concluded that past lives were the only logical explanation. Dr. Frederick Lenz, who dedicated years to studying these phenomena, noticed that most spontaneous past life memories surface during sleep or meditation. Just before they happen, people often feel lighter, bright colors flash before their eyes. A wave of euphoria washes over them, and the space around them seems to vibrate. Reality becomes sharper, more vivid, and they sometimes freeze for a moment afterward. Even the biggest skeptics have to admit, our existence isn't limited to this one physical lifetime. Beyond death lies the greatest mystery of the universe, and we now have thousands of verified cases where people under hypnosis suddenly describe detailed past lives that can be historically confirmed. This leaves strict materialist scientists with no easy answers. Facts don't care about theories, after all. That's exactly why so many top research institutes are now seriously studying déjà vu and reincarnation. Some experts say that if we learn how to reconnect with our past incarnations, we'll unlock abilities we never dreamed of. Imagine remembering a foreign language instead of having to study it. Imagine regaining talents and skills from previous lives. Imagine healing physical conditions that actually have karmic roots. The possibilities are enormous. Right now, there's a real explosion of interest in past life regression, a powerful combination of hypnosis and meditation that sometimes draws on ancient techniques as well. Whether you believe in past lives or not, if you've ever experienced anything like this, drop your story in the comments. I genuinely love to read them. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. There are already plenty of other fascinating films like this on the channel. Definitely check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all good luck and only positive energy.